hasn't done since 2006 in community college. Throw curveballs.
Well, everybody's trying something different. Eddie Guardado went to the windup for the first time since 1993 with nobody on base. So everybody's trying to get better, trying to get an edge.
And the Rangers are already very good. 27-18. We mentioned the best record in the league right now. The last time the Rangers had sole possession, the best record in the AL this late in the season, was 26 years ago. Or in other words, 4 years before Derek Holland was born. Jeter with a smash into center. Already you can hear from the Yankee fans tonight. Before we go forward in this game too far, Tag, I think you and I both want to just float it out there that last night it was pretty amazing to see past midnight still about 25,000 people in this ballpark.
Well, you know, it's the only chance you got to see the Yankees these 3 games, and the Rangers are playing good baseball, and the Ranger fans, they wanted to see what was going to happen. Could the Rangers knock off the Yankees after being blasted 11-1 the first game? And it was a battle all day long, but they were rewarded for their patience.
Kevin Millwood echoes what you and I were just talking about, our Geico quote. The game actually ended at 12:38 in the AM.
Yeah, I don't think you can underestimate as a fan the impact that kind of support can have on a player and on a team. It's tough to quantify it and measure it, but I think you'll find almost every player to a man says exactly what Kevin said, how much they appreciate it, how much it motivates them, and how good it feels to be playing good baseball and rewarding the fans. That means a lot to the players.
Rangers have 5 consecutive crowds of at least 33,000, and that should grow to 6 straight crowds like that. Getting kind of a late arriving crowd tonight. Swing and a miss by Johnny Damon. Outstanding ratings, we are told, from the game last night. The bandwagon is picking up steam. Johnny Damon is packing up and heading back to the dugout.
Well, every game against the Yankees has started with a rope by Derek Jeter. A single last night, a double the night before. And the first 2 games, Damon hit a hard ground ball to first base each time. Once for an infield hit and once for a beautiful play by Chris last night. But that fastball at 93 miles an hour had cutting action to it, moving away from Damon. And by the swing that Damon took, that was not a very comfortable pitch for him to see.
We have not seen that alleged curveball yet, have we? Just a lot of heat.
Yeah, I think it'll be a while before he breaks out the curveball. I think he wants to get into the game a little bit and establish his other pitches. We've seen Derek and his move to first. That's not his best move. That's just a snap move. But he's got an excellent move to first base. It's very close to being a balk. He's been called for a balk once.
There's a strike to Mark Teixeira.
And he's had a good ability to keep the fastball right there. He got one up to Jeter. Jeter swung and missed at the first one down around the knees. The next one was up between the knees and the waist, and that's the one he hit up the middle.
And Tag, not to put any extra pressure on Derek Holland, but the combination of a few things right now. 79 degrees, no humidity, big crowd. It's the Yankees in town, first place. It just shapes up to be a really special night. Teixeira drills this one to left. There it goes. That's a special player. 2-0 New York. It is not quite the same pretending that you're facing the Yankees back home in your backyard in Ohio. That is the real live Mark Teixeira, and he just pounded one out of here.
We said it both games against the Yankees. These guys are hot. They're very talented. That's not a bad pitch. That's a fastball inside corner. It just, you've got a lot of guys in this lineup who are veteran players, a lot of ability. They know how to hit, and they're hot right now. It's a tough lineup to navigate through.
That's 12 home runs this month for Mark Teixeira. And the return of Alex Rodriguez to this Yankee lineup seems to have ignited Teixeira. Very high to A-Rod. And in the Monday afternoon game, he was 5 for 5. On the inside corner, that's Mike Muchlinski as your home plate umpire tonight. He is one of the youngest umpires in Major League Baseball. He's only 33. A-Rod draws the walk. Now, you had mentioned the tag, and you're absolutely right. Holland, for the most part, has been a strike thrower since coming up to the big league. 66% of his pitches have been strikes. But it's pretty much a 50-50 proposition so far tonight as Mike Maddox comes out to talk to him.
I think it's natural after you've given up a home run to pitch carefully to the next guy, who's Alex Rodriguez, and probably not unusual under the circumstances for him to work a walk. Now you got a left-hand hitter up there. Tough guy to strike out, though. He's usually going to put the ball in play. Got a couple of left-hand hitters.
Yeah, Cano has done something he's never done in the big leagues in terms of making contact. He's to a 50th plate appearance now without a strikeout, going back 3 weeks. Chop ball up near first. That's foul. Hard to believe we had a 2-hour 24-minute rain delay and a monsoon and hail and all of that last night. Bright blue skies tonight, and we mentioned no humidity. A perfect 79 degrees. Off-speed pitch that time.
Yeah, that's what Derek's going to have to do. Is he's going to have to be effective with his slider and his changeup. Can't get locked into a fastball against the right-hand hitters for the Yankees. Jeter, Teixeira, Rodriguez. You're going to have to work in a slider, work in a changeup, and he gets a good slider right there. Gets Cano to reach for it and get that little blooper to center field.
Well, as hot as the Rangers have been, the Yankees have been right there too. They've won 11 out of 14. A strike poured in there to Matsui. Powers one right by him. Remember, he struck out the lefty Johnny Damon for the first out here tonight. It's been the righties. Jeter with a single, Teixeira with the homer, and then the walk to Alex Rodriguez. Well, the fastball's been anywhere between 92 and 94 so far. What has been a 20-pitch first inning for Holland. He doesn't figure to go really past 100 pitches tonight. That'll do it for the first inning. Matsui strikes out. 2 strikeouts. However, the Teixeira 2-run home run. The Yankees by 2 as the Rangers come in to hit. A.J. Burnett, who won his first 2 games this year, but has not won a game since. And the lineup that will be facing A.J. Burnett tonight, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Kinsler and Young, Hamilton, and Andrew Jones, who's got very good career numbers against Burnett. Nelson Cruz, David Murphy, Chris Davis, and then the guys brought over in that mark to share a deal with Atlanta. Jared Saltalamacchia and Elvis Andrews. A.J. Burnett with an ERA approaching 5.3. We will scout him out.
Well, he's 2-2. You mentioned it, Josh. He won his first 2 starts. He was 2-0 with a 2.70 ERA. Giving up a lot of home runs. In fact, he gave up 3 in his last start. That ties a career high in one game. He is a strikeout pitcher. Led the major leagues in strikeouts last year, as a matter of fact, with 231. Big year last year. 18-10. 221 innings pitched. He led the league in strikeouts.
Well, the first pitch he threw his last start was hammered for a home run by Jimmy Rollins. This time, first pitch he throws is popped up by Ian Kinsler. 1 up, 1 down. Michael Young coming up. The Yankees defensively without Melky Cabrera. He hurt his shoulder early in the game last night. He's headed for the MRI tube. They will check on that shoulder, so it is Gardner in center. A-Rod, Jeter, Cano, and Teixeira in the infield. Kevin Cash works with A.J. Burnett.
You talk about injuries. Burnett has been plagued by injuries off and on his whole career. He's been on the disabled list 10 times in his career.
Wow.
But not at all last year. He was on the DL for 2 months with a shoulder strain in 07. I think the reason the Yankees were comfortable was because of how healthy he was last year when he threw 221 innings. But in his career, he has had a lot of injuries. And when you pay that kind of money, you're expecting to get a guy that can go out there for 32, 33 starts and give you 200 innings. Don't like to think about injuries for your high-priced star players.
Young knocks one out of play. And yeah, since coming off the DL most recently, that was mid-August of 07, only Tim Lincecum and now his teammate CC Sabathia have more strikeouts than A.J. Burnett. And you mentioned he led the majors last year.
He's got a really good fastball, mid-90s fastball, excellent curveball and changeup. That's a curveball, real hard, sharp-breaking curveball.
He was hammering away with that when he had his no-hitter back in 2001 as a young pitcher for the Marlins. Hamilton on deck, the 2-2 to Michael Young. He is wrapped into left center field, base hit.
Very few pitchers can throw a belt-high fastball by Michael Young. And that was a belt-high fastball at 94 miles an hour. Not like the hard-hit ball Derek Jeter had up the middle of a belt-high fastball. A little higher than a belt-high fastball, maybe.
Right near the X in Texas on that jersey. It brings up Josh Hamilton. And the last 2 plate appearances that Josh has had against A.J. Burnett in order. It was a home run and a hit by pitch. Not a big surprise that Josh right now is second in the All-Star balloting among outfielders. At the first check-in point. Josh's popularity across the board, of course, has soared. Imagine once he gets going here, what might happen to that All-Star tote board. Josh is only hitting .250. Ian Kinsler leading at his position. Up ahead of Dustin Pedroia already by 88,000 votes. And Michael Young looks like he'll be competitive with Evan Longoria and A-Rod to start at third. Doesn't appear that Burnett wants any part of Josh Hamilton.
Pretty obvious he's trying to tail the ball away from him, keep it on the outside part of the plate. He's missed 3 times off the plate outside.
Do you green light Josh Hamilton here?
Yep, I would for sure. Look for a good fastball to hit. Definitely.
Taken all the way, 3-1.
Good look at one, though. And just because he didn't swing doesn't mean he didn't have the green light.
Swings here. Pretty good cut, but he fouls it. The Rangers yesterday a 7-3 win. Again, it took a while because of the rain delay. The Rangers really worked over Jabba Chamberlain. They made him throw 84 pitches through 4 innings, and that was it for him. Young goes. Hamilton down on strikes, and the throw from Kevin Cash is not in time. Hamilton does strike out, but Michael Young gets credit for the steal. The Rangers now have stolen 40 bases this season. They've only allowed 24.
They threw him 5 straight fastballs and then a good curveball. And the first time you see that curveball after seeing the fastball, very difficult to hit that pitch. That's a big-time curveball. He throws it hard, velocity-wise, in the low 80s, and it's a sharp breaking pitch. Not many pitchers can throw a power curveball like that at 83, 84 miles an hour, breaking that sharply.
Big rip by Andrew Jones. You know, something interesting, I think, Tag, about Michael Young that goes kind of underreported. The last 3 years now, Michael is 27 for 30 stealing bases. When he first broke in with the Rangers, he was 6 for 13 his first year.
Boy, you add Ian to that last year, and you've got a lot of stolen bases without being caught very often.
Breaking ball, a strike to Jones. Yeah, if you're operating at a 90% or more efficiency running the bases. And the Rangers, you're right, have both Young and Kinsler, and you can add Josh Hamilton to the mix on that too. The 90% club. The Yankees for years had Paul O'Neill, and I think he was the master of that. It seemed like every year he was something like 19 for 20 or 20 for 22. Difference between flat out 40 times speed and base stealing ability, right?
Yeah, and you know, I think Paul was a good base runner. He picked his spots. In Ian's case, they know Ian wants to go, and a lot of Ian's bases that he steals are big bases in close games when the other team knows he's going to go. There's a lot of guys that have a pretty good percentage, use the element of surprise, and use their speed and their technique. But it's the real good base stealers that can steal a base when the pitcher knows it, the catcher knows it, everyone in the stadium knows it, that there's a good chance they're going to go.
Andrew forced to hang in there against the off-speed stuff again. A Mark Teixeira 2-run homer has the Yankees on top early. Last night the Rangers were out hit 13-9. Still won the game by plenty, 7-3. Well, reminiscent of that game yesterday, the Rangers making a Yankee starter work for it. I mentioned Jabba Chamberlain was averaging 21 pitches per inning in that game yesterday. That led to a short night. With that loss, the Yankees now at 26-20. And a tightly bunched AL East. Toronto is sliding, though. They've lost 9 straight now. Blue Jays finally scored some runs today. They scored 10 times, but Baltimore scored 12. An 8th pitch of this at bat due to Andrew Jones. Back to the mound, A.J. Burnett will flip it to first to end the inning. The Teixeira homer, a 2-run shot, is the scoring at the end of 1. and we go to Jim Knox.
All right, thank you, Josh. In Community Corner with me tonight, while we have Carson Leslie. He's a good friend with Michael Young because Michael Young and his wife Christina are a big part of the organization Wipe Out Kids Cancer. Now, you met Michael Young a couple of years ago, went to spring training in March. What was that like? What'd you do, Carson?
Oh, well, I threw out a first pitch, threw a strike.
Of course, a strike.
I hung out with the team all day, and I got to, hang out in the locker room, watch them hit batting practice and joke around in the clubhouse, and I spent the whole game in the dugout, and it was just a really cool atmosphere in Surprise, Arizona.
Yeah, you had a great time with Michael and the rest of the Ranger players. Now, we understand you paid Michael like $25 to wear a kilt in the Wipe Out Kids Cancer Golf Tournament. Did he do it?
Yeah, he had 4 pars while he was playing. I told him he can take it off, but he said that's his lucky outfit, so he didn't want to take it off.
So right now, Michael could be still wearing this kilt when he goes out and plays golf because it's good luck.
Yeah, he could be a scratch golfer for all we know.
There we go. Okay, Carson, well, it was very nice to meet you. You see the information on the screen. If you want to be a part of helping out Wipe Out Kids Cancer, check out the information on the screen. Carson, appreciate the time, and enjoy the game. Thank you. Josh?
It's a cause that's become very dear to Michael Young, and Carson and his family have become very dear to the Young family. We've watched that develop the last couple of years. It's great to have Carson and his family here tonight. And their guy, kiltless, does have a solid base hit tonight. Nick Swisher retired, and now Brett Gardner to the plate. This guy wasn't even supposed to be playing yesterday. Got forced in there because of Melky Cabrera's injury. Gardner ended up with 3 hits and 3 steals.
It'll be interesting to see Gardner tonight if he does get on base. If he can still get the same kind of jump with Derek Holland on the mound with that good pickoff move that he's got. There's an attempt at his curveball, I think. First one we've seen. The slider's a little bit harder than that. That was 77 miles an hour.
Holland saying that just working on the side, he felt like the feel of that pitch was coming back for him, something that he used in college.
Here it is again.
Yeah,
strike.
I guess it is working for him.
That just gives something else that the hitter has to think about. The slider is a hard pitch, like his fastball, different speeds, but hard. The curveball has good break to it, good movement to it, and it's a slower pitch.
That one
sets up that fastball.
Yeah, that had the vapor trail behind it there. Holland strikes out Gardner.
That ball ate him up, tailing in on his fist.
Oh, the lefties have not exactly been making a lot of contact here. 3 of the 4 lefties that have gone up there against Holland have struck out.
Yeah, and the other one was Cano, who hit that little blooper off the end of the bat to center field.
Bang, right in there to Kevin Cash. The Rangers did not exactly ease Derek Holland in to the big leagues as he debuted with the bases loaded in Toronto. That ball curling and dropping it is fair. Chased in the corner by David Murphy. And the number 9 man, Kevin Cash, he had a 3-hit game on Monday. And now he's got himself a 2-out double here.
Now batting shortstop Derek Jeter.
I would think facing Scott Rowland with the bases loaded, facing Jim Thome with the bases loaded a couple times already. That will absolutely prepare Derek Holland for having to face Derek Jeter with a runner at second base. And again, Jeter made very solid contact in the first inning, lined a single in a center. A first-round pick in 1992, number 6 in the nation, was Derek Jeter, first player chosen out of high school that year. Ripping this one to left, Murphy turns and has to play it off the bottom of the wall. Cash and Jeter trade places. 2-out doubles to make it 3-0.
The Yankees have the #1 batting average in the American League against left-handed pitching. They're hitting .309 coming into the game against lefties. Last year they only hit .258 against lefties. That's turned around for them this year. Hitting 50 points higher. A slider. Might not have got it quite down at where he wanted. Maybe not quite as in as much as he wanted. Looked like the same pitch that Cash hit.
Well, now Alex Holland gets to face a lefty again, Johnny Damon. Oh, we mentioned earlier Damon having a great start to his 2009. And since we're past Memorial Day, I think we're kind of past that verbiage of a start of a season. The Yankees and the Rangers both about 45, 46 games in. Breaking ball, strike. The power surge for Damon. He's in a nice spot in the batting order here between Jeter and Teixeira. Again, Holland doesn't figure to go past the 100 pitch mark tonight. He was at around 80 pitches in Houston. Ron Washington has a fairly rested and very deep bullpen. On appeal, yeah, he went. Derek Holland is out of the inning. He strikes out another lefty. But the righties are giving him problems. They've got all the hits. The Yankees lead by 3. Crowns will be performing on the North Lawn before the game coming up on Saturday. Concerts at 5, then it's Rangers and A's at 7:05. Admission is free with your Rangers game ticket. 972 Rangers, the number to call to get your tickets for that or any other Ranger game, or you can go online and get it done at TexasRangers.com. Ranger pitching coach Mike Maddox, a supportive tap for the 22-year-old Derek Holland. Again, it's a hot swinging bunch of New York Yankees right now. Yeah, the 2-run homer from Teixeira in the first, RBI double from Jeter in the second. Hottest team going, though, in this American League. The guys wearing white. The Rangers are 21-9 in their last 30. Nelly trying to hold up. And went around. Nelson Cruz has been on a tear. Getting close to a 300 batting average for the season now to go with his dozen home runs. He's hit 5 of those dozen home runs just in the last week.
Yeah, he's got an on-base percentage plus slugging percentage of .932.
Laying off, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Back to that last check swing. Mike Muchlinski, the home plate umpire, is going to make a real show out of, I think he went around. Nelson Cruz works a walk.
Yeah, what Nelly did in that at bat, the 2-2 pitch, the curveball down and away. When he was struggling for about 10 days, he was swinging at that breaking ball down and out of the strike zone. Right now, he's kind of locked in and feeling good at the plate. Just looked at that curveball, didn't even begin to swing at it, and then worked the walk.
Nelson's got his dad in town. His dad is a radio reporter in the Dominican Republic. That one's down to Murphy. Nelson was very pleased to find out that he is top 10 right now in the American League in all-star balloting for outfielders. In fact, he's number 7.
That would tell you that the Ranger fans must be doing a lot of voting.
Absolutely. Elvis
really
Andrews.
Nice to see.
Yeah, I mean, Andrews is a rookie, is real high up. And Nelson Cruz pointed at his dad. He said, I told him, vote as many times as you can, Pop.
Well, he must be, Pop must be stuffing the ballot box.
Nelson Cruz diving back. Now, Ranger fans have that opportunity when they're in the ballpark to just grab a handful of ballots and get out the car key or the pen or whatever you use to poke out the chads. Been doing a great job. Murphy takes up and outside.
One thing you expect from David is a good at bat and swing at strikes and take the pitches out of the strike zone.
Yeah, as a team, the Rangers have not been walking that often, certainly not as often as last year. But David Murphy, Andrew Jones, 2 of the guys that seem to be very consistently working the count. There are some things that give you pause. I mean, if the Rangers weren't 27-18, you'd look at things like the 360 strikeouts already, which is the most in the American League. The fact that the pitching staff has achieved only 230 strikeouts, that is the lowest total in the majors. Just doesn't seem to matter because the Rangers are 9 games over 500.
Well, they're getting better pitching, they're getting better defense, and even though they've got some flaws after 45 games offensively, they're still getting big hits.
Yeah,
a lot of big hits at the right time when they need them.
Slowly hit here. Cano turns it to short. The Yankees have gone 13 games in a row without making an error, which is remarkable. That's a fielder's choice, bringing up Chris Davis. Chris Davis had 2 pair yesterday. He had 2 strikeouts and 2 home runs. Although he, more than any other Ranger, has been having the contact issue this year. He's going to hit 2 home runs a game. You give him a pass on that one, too. We note that the second place guy in the American League in terms of strikeouts, who's 7 behind him, is Carlos Pena. I don't see anybody clamoring in Tampa Bay for Carlos Pena to sit. Pena's has got 16 home runs to lead the league. Davis now has 12. He had 2 last night. Davis will roll his eyes and step out as often as he has been swinging and missing. To take a borderline pitch and have it called a strike, I'm sure is disappointing. Wave and a miss, and down he goes. Straight on heat. Busted him in. It's been one of those years so far for Davis where it's kind of an either or, kind of a feast or famine. That was the case for Jared Saltalamacchia last year.
And when you're struggling, this is not a fun guy to hit against. A guy with mid-90s fastball and that curveball that he can throw.
He was probably the biggest name in the Mark Teixeira trade in July of '07, Jared Saltalamacchia. The quintessential green banana trade. You buy green bananas when you have the patience to let them ripen for a while, knowing if you just wait a bit, they're going to be great. The Rangers dealt Mark Teixeira for a bunch of green bananas. And Saltalamacchia has ripened before our eyes. Andrews very quickly as well, and Matt Harrison too. We should mention Matt Harrison tag is going to be skipped in his next start. It was supposed to be this weekend, but he's got a sore shoulder. And the Rangers will juggle some things. They will still go with Scott Feldman Friday as part of that doubleheader. And now it's Feldman and TBA, as Brandon McCarthy will be moved to Saturday to pitch in place of Harrison. Inside to Salty, 2-2. The Rangers will very soon be getting Vicente Padilla off the DL, we are told. At least that's the game plan. Remember, Holland is starting in place of Padilla. And it is Derek Holland tonight. A.J. Burnett for the Yankees.
Even though the Rangers only have 1 hit, and this is only the 8th batter of the game, this next pitch will still be Burnett's 40th pitch. Based on the amount of hitters he's faced and the results from those at-bats, that's a pretty high pitch count.
Runner gets going, 3-2 pitch. Called on the outside corner. And the young umpire, Mike McClinsky, says that's the end of the second. Yankees 3, Rangers nothing. Have life. Visit your Texas Dodge dealer today. By Geico, where 15 minutes can save you 15% on car insurance. And by AT&T. Switch to the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. Now for the fans who enjoy exercising their vocal cords, this is their inning. Mark Teixeira and Alex Rodriguez bat back-to-back in the top of the third. For those that had anything negative to offer Mark Teixeira, they were quickly silenced in the first inning as Tex ripped one out of here, a 2-run home run, giving him 15 home runs for the year already. And what's remarkable about that, Tag, he had 2 as of May 3rd. It is now May 27th, and he's got 15.
That's a pretty good month. Pretty good year for a lot of us.
Fouling that one, and the count 2-1. If you'd like to tweet with us, that's how you do it. Twitter.com FS Southwest. Another base hit for Mark Teixeira. And again, there's a real stark contrast between how the lefties are doing and how the righties are doing against Derek Holland. Here comes one of the most dangerous righties ever. Really, Alex Rodriguez. Obviously, a lot of the numbers are tainted now in the eyes of a lot of baseball fans, but if you just read the stats off the page, the numbers are mind-boggling. The 3 years that Rodriguez spent here in the Metroplex, a .305 batting average, 156 home runs in 3 years. Close to 400 runs batted in. And there are his career numbers, also a .305 average. A-Rod jumps at the first one. David Murphy has got it.
Off-speed pitch. Alex is a little bit out in front of that. Hit it off the end of the bat.
I'd suggest to you too, Tag, that's an important out because now you got the 2 lefties coming up, Cano and Matsui. And as we've talked about, Holland has been neutralizing the lefties here tonight. It's early in the night, but so far the righties are 5 for 7. The lefty bouncing it back to Holland. The double play. And the kid strides off the mound, keeping the Yankees down. Here in the third, it stays 3-0. a game apiece. Elvis Andrus about to lead off, and our Ford leaderboard to show you where some Ranger rookies have placed in terms of the batting average. Only Bunk Wills got as high as 287 for a full year with rookie status. Right now, Elvis Andrus at 20 years old is challenging that. He leads all American League rookies in batting average and runs scored and total bases. And Elvis is getting to play this homestand with his folks in town. His stepdad and his mom. Making him Venezuelan food back at his apartment. Elvis has said it's been a great week. And of course, he has dazzled in the field all year. Never mind what he's done at the plate. I think everybody pretty much collectively right out of spring training figured anything you get from Elvis at the plate is a bonus.
I think anyone, even the people that saw a lot of Elvis, most people have to be very happy with his offense. I think he's probably handled the bat and been more competitive offensively day after day than a lot of people thought he would be. There's been a lot of games where they faced really good pitching, and he's had 3 or 4 at bats as good as most of the veteran guys on the team.
And he's falling right in line here with the work the count thing. Make A.J. Burnett earn everything so far. Because Burnett is not yet once through the order. And Tag, he's about to throw a 47th pitch of his night. Elvis Andrus muscles it to right, but that's caught by Swisher.
See, there's a good at bat. He saw 6 or 7 pitches and then ended up hitting a line drive right at the right fielder against a guy who's a strikeout pitcher, led the major leagues in strikeouts last year. So he's handling himself really well.
I mentioned Ian Kinsler leads All-American League second baseman when it comes to All-Star voting right now. All of a sudden, second base is a tough room. Wasn't that long ago that second base as a position wasn't getting a lot of respect, even though I guess Jeff Kent won a National League MVP at that position a few years ago. But until last year, when Dustin Pedroia won it, no American League second baseman had won the MVP since 1959. You've got Cano in New York, you've got Aaron Hill in Toronto, Brian Roberts, Kinsler. Ian couldn't help himself right there. 1 and 2. The Arkansas native, A.J. Burnett. And the fly ball lofted towards Nick Swisher. So 1 hitter so far for A.J. Burnett. The guy with the 1 hit coming up, Michael Young.
Third baseman, Michael Young.
So it seems like the crowd is still coming on in. They could be approaching high 30,000s tonight. 38,000-ish. And again, just a spectacular night to watch a ball game here in North Texas. Shame you don't golf, Tag. I would think that today would have been a real nice day to hit the little white ball.
It was a pretty good day. As a matter of fact, that's what I did do today.
Oh, I'm surprised. Josh Hamilton in a bit. A Grab Life feature. Ooh, worst uniform in sports.
Whoa.
Current or ever?
We've talked about that before. Worst uniform in sports. The old brown Padre uniform gets votes.
Yeah, absolutely. And
I don't know if it's the worst, but it gets votes.
White Sox short shorts. That always going to get mine. Ground ball towards shortstop. And Derek Jeter throws out Michael Young. 6 straight set down by A.J. Burnett, who's won only twice so far this year. He's looking real good tonight. Derek Holland back to work. It's 3-0 New York. In 1972, the very first year for Texas Ranger baseball, who became the first player in Ranger history to steal home. Always an exciting play. Rarely pulled off. Answer coming up. One of the few things that was exciting about 1972 for the Rangers, I guess.
Boy, that was a dull year.
You guys only finished 39 back.
We scored about 2 runs a game, though. I don't know how we did that.
That team did not exactly finish strong with a 3-23 September.
That's a little bit better than the 1970 team finished 0-14.
When you guys were in Washington?
Yeah, I've told that before. Ted Williams said, son, I'm going to let you play the last 2 weeks every day, see what you can do. So I played the first 13 of those 14 losses, and on the 14th day, last day of the season, he said, I'm playing Lee May in right field tonight. We got to try to win a game. But we lost with Lee May in right field.
No, and it was a thought that
they could have lost
it.
with me in right field. They probably would have.
The great Rich Billings was a team leader in runs batted in that year. He had 58. Matsui with a high pop foul.
Ted Williams said to Rich Billings one day, haven't you read my book? And Rich said, just because you read a book on surgery doesn't make you a doctor.
Well, that 1972 team overall had a batting average of .217, playing for a manager whose lifetime batting average was .344.
That was the team batting average?
Yeah, .217. It's funny now, I'm sure, but
that wasn't funny then.
Well, Derek Holland, again, very stark difference between how the lefties have done against him and how the righties have done tonight. Lefties are hitless, 0 for 6 with 4 strikeouts, but the righties have gone 5 for 7. Did he strike out another lefty? We're going to have to wait and see. Nope.
That was pretty close.
Jerry Crawford said no.
He tempted him with that slider in the dirt. But very good call by Jerry Crawford. Matsui did hold up.
Now the 3-2 in play, and it's Kinsler. That'll bring up Nick Swisher here in the 4th inning. We go to Jim Knox.
Back by popular demand. Why, it's John Blake of the Rangers. And Josh, I know you touched on this in the 2nd inning, but here's the latest on the All-Star balloting, how the Ranger players are faring. John.
Well, Jim, our fans are once again doing a great job. They're out in full numbers voting for those Rangers. And with the first balloting coming out today from Major League Baseball, the Rangers are top 5 in every position. The highlights being that Ian Kinsler has almost a 90,000 vote lead over the reigning American League MVP, Dustin Pedroia. Josh Hamilton is running neck and neck in the outfield with Boston's Jason Bay. Bay has 4,000 more votes. Michael Young is second to Evan Longoria at third base. Elvis Andrus is running third at shortstop. Nelson Cruz is 7th among outfielders. So once again, the Ranger fans doing a great job in voting for the All-Stars. Got another month, and remember, you can go to TexasRangers.com. You vote 25 times, you get 2 free tickets to a future Rangers game. So fans should just keep it up. You're doing a great job.
There we go. You could probably talk all game long about these All-Stars, couldn't you?
Well, I mean, it's great here. The fans did a great job here last year. Got 4 Rangers on the All-Star team, and hopefully they'll be a good crew in St. Louis again this year.
All right, there we go. All right, good to see you, John. Thank you very much, Josh.
Awesome. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, John. John has become like our go-to guy.
That's a great feature of Ranger baseball now, is having John Blake come on.
What's on John's mind? If we ever have like a red carpet show, you know, it'll be like the Melissa Rivers role. Ask the guys, who are they wearing?
You mean Joan Rivers?
And Melissa Rivers.
Yeah, but John be more like Joan.
Oh, right. I see where you're going. Yeah. Well, another righty gets another hit. That's Nick Swisher. Mike Maddox will go to the mound to talk to Derek Collins. 1-on, 1-out. Jason Bay is leading in the outfield, and as John mentioned, only by a couple thousand votes over Hambo now. Ichiro is number 3. Evan Longoria, pretty sizable lead at third base for now, but Michael Young is second, and A-Rod third. Jeter at short, Kinsler at second, Kevin Youkilis for now at first base, and Joe Mauer, even though he missed all of April, the kind of May that he's had, that's not a bad pick right there. What happens if Manny Ramirez is voted in? Right now he's running 4th in the National League.
Good question.
I mean, the fans have a right to vote him in, even though he's not playing.
When's the suspension up?
July 2nd?
I guess he plays.
Brett Gardner, the batter, 1-on, 1-out. He shows bunt and takes the strike.
The early returns on Derek Holland throwing a curveball are very positive.
Yeah.
He's thrown some really good curveballs tonight. And now that he's getting into the game, mixing in his slider and his changeup, his off-speed pitches have been pretty good. But I would think that if tonight was a little bit of a test for the curveball, there's one, that he's passed the test, and that'll become a pretty good part of his repertoire now.
The Newark, Ohio native, about 30 miles outside of Columbus. Zings it right in there. Fastball. And a Gardner who struck out in the 2nd inning. And 4 strikeouts for young Mr. Holland tonight. 5. Gardner victimized twice. Johnny Damon's been victimized twice. And again, the theme right now, the lefties just don't have a shot.
That's pretty good pitching right there. Right on the outside corner.
Rip and a miss by Kevin Cash.
Cash doubled and scored with 2 outs in the 2nd inning. Hit an off-speed pitch for a double.
soft line drive to Elvis Andrus. And a scoreless fourth inning. Rangers still trying to figure out A.J. Burnett. He's got a one-hitter going so far. Here comes Josh Hamilton. Go to the bottom of the fourth inning. We check out the answer to our Aflac trivia question. The very first Ranger to steal home was not Tom Grieve. It was Toby Harrah on this date of May 27, 1972. One of the few shining moments of the initial year Texas Rangers.
I was thinking it was Davey Nelson that might have done that.
He was the big base stealing threat that year, right?
I think that's the year Davey stole 50 bases for the Rangers.
You are correct, sir. Josh Hamilton bouncing one foul. Well, the Rangers have been stealing a bunch of bases this year. Everybody talks about the power of the Rangers. That's fine. They do lead the major leagues in home runs, but they're also third in the American League in steals. High drive, Josh Hamilton, center field. Drifting to the track, and there's Gardner to put it away.
He got underneath that ball, but still almost drove it out of the ballpark.
Andrew Jones to bat next. And folks, don't forget, Rangers Photo Day is this Sunday before the Rangers play the Oakland A's. The first 5,000 fans with a camera will be allowed out on the warning track, the one that Brett Gardner was just on. You get to take pictures of your favorite Ranger players. Gates open at 11 a.m. You can get your tickets at TexasRangers.com or by calling 972 Rangers. Andrew Jones down the line. Racing after it is Johnny Damon. Andrew Jones trying to get to second base. He will get there with a stand-up double. And Andrew with solid career numbers in the past against Burnett from their days against each other in the National League. That's why Ron Washington played him tonight, and that a hunch pays off.
I just got a note from exactly what you just told me.
What's that?
I said that A.J. Burnett led the major leagues in strikeouts. He led the American League in strikeouts, not the major leagues. Thanks for that. Tim Lincecum led the major leagues in strikeouts.
I've been saying it too. So
I meant to say that, and I forgot to.
You're not the Lone Ranger. I said it once myself.
TJ Seafood sent me that email.
Oh, yeah?
Thank you very much, TJ.
Very nice to keep us honest.
I like to be corrected. Do not like to misinformation people.
Or misremember.
I don't like to misremember things. I have that problem too. I misremember and I misinform. But thank you for the correction on that.
As long as Nelly Cruz doesn't miss hit right here. He's got a 3-0 count. And Nelly, we talked about the green light concept earlier tonight. Nelson has taken some pretty good 3-0 rips this year. Swings 3-0 and fouls it. I guess if you get it right down the middle, might as well take that cut, right?
Yeah, he had a great swing at it. It didn't connect.
Were you a big 3-0 guy?
I didn't get that green light too often.
Did you get a yellow?
Caution, caution. Go for the walk.
I give Burnett some credit here.
Yeah, some guys aren't comfortable swinging 3-0 because you get, you say to yourself, all right, I got to get good pitch to hit, but I don't want to be late. And so you're geared up. You anticipate, well, he's got to throw me a strike right here. And you end up swinging at a pitch that's out of the strike zone.
Nelson Cruz towards center field. Gardner locks it up. The Rangers have lined out twice here in this inning. Or actually flied out twice in the inning. Hamilton hit that warning track shot. Now this a line drive to Gardner. See if David Murphy can make something out of the inning. He'll bat next.
It looked like Nelly got jammed on that pitch, but he sent that line drive out to center field. I thought, based on the swing and where the pitch was, that he might dump it into center field ahead of, in front of Gardner. And the ball carried all the way out to where Gardner was positioned in the first place. Well, he hit it pretty good. He got more on his fist than that, but it didn't.
Murphy, who had 3 real solid at bats last night, drawing a couple of walks and hitting a sac fly. And as brutal as April was for David, May has been spot on. Pretty much say the same thing about the entire Ranger team. The Rangers are 17-7 this month. Rangers have the best ERA in the American League in this month of May. They've got the best fielding percentage in the entire major leagues. And I think you'll agree, Tag, that's been the fun wrinkle this year. It's not unusual that the Rangers would hit quite a bit, but to go an entire month and have the best either pitching or defense in the majors, it's pretty cool to talk about.
Oh, that's what everybody has said. When the Rangers get some pitching and play better defense, they've got a chance to be a contender. And that's exactly what they've done.
Two to Murphy. His clock's foul back in the crowd. And fumbled out of the upper deck. That's too bad. Or the middle deck, anyway. It's not a number that portends a complete game for Burnett to be at 70 here in the 4th inning. Close, but no. 3-2 with Chris Davis on deck.
Now, one thing Burnett has done today is used his curveball in all different counts. He's used it 3-2 a couple of times. Threw a good curveball to David 2-1 when he's behind in the count. He's very confident that he can throw the curveball pretty much any time in the count that he wants to.
He misses, and Murphy's got another walk. The Rangers can tie it with one swing. And the guy who was tied for the team lead in home runs is coming up, Chris Davis.
Now batting the first baseman, Chris Davis.
Davis, who was drafted by these New York Yankees out of high school, but never actually offered what amounted to any kind of real contract. There was just some discussion about what to do with Davis, who was a 50th round pick. Davis went off to junior college instead. Swings at the first one and fouls it. Now, the unfortunate thing about Davis' season so far, Tag, is the fact that he just doesn't seem to be able to get ahead in the count. I was looking at this before the game. There was a stretch earlier this month where 9 out of 11 at bats Chris had. He was 0-2.
Well, I think that's kind of the hallmark for when you're struggling. You're swinging at some bad pitches. You get over anxious. You're trying too hard. And you get yourself in a hole. Then when you do take a close pitch, it's called a strike. Yeah. So you just can't seem to win.
Two on, two out. When Davis was coming up in the minor leagues, the power was kind of the last thing to click into gear. You might remember Chris Davis in A-ball had a 35-game hitting streak. That would tell you he does have the ability to put together a consistent bunch of at-bats over a long period. Down he goes. He was struck out twice tonight. The Rangers strand a pair here in the 4th inning. It stays 3-0 New York. You buy your Texas Ford dealers. Check out the all-new F-150 and drive one. Ford is the best in Texas. By Aflac, we've got you under our wing. And by Corona, official sponsor of the Timeout. Big, lively crowd here tonight. Not a lot to cheer about for Ranger fans quite yet. They've managed a single from Michael Young, a double from Andrew Jones, and that's it. A lot of excitement regarding the 22-year-old out there on the mound. Derek Holland thought to be one of the prizes in the Rangers minor league system when this season began. He's ascended very quickly to the big leagues. He trails the Yankees 3-0. Now he drops in a strike to Derek Jeter. All the guys that Holland and his buddies used to actually be sometimes when they were playing their video games and such in Newark, Ohio, will bat against Eric Holland in this inning. Guys like Jeter and Damon, possibly A-Rod. Little bloop from Jeter is going to fall on the right.
He made a good pitch on him. He got the fastball in on his fist, and Jeter, like he does so often, fights it off and hits a base hit to right field.
Before Michael Young was having his run of 200 hit seasons from the shortstop position, Derek Jeter 6 times has had a 200 hit season. He's only about 100 hits shy now of Lou Gehrig for the most all-time hits as a New York Yankee. Again, a real glaring difference in terms of what the righties have done tonight against Derek Holland and what the lefties have been able to do. Johnny Damon has struck out twice. Some decent wood on that one. Josh Hamilton looking up into the twilight. He's got it. So what does that make the lefties? 0 for 9 now against Derek Holland.
First baseman Mark Teixeira.
But the righties have gotten 7 of 11. Mark Teixeira, who jumped on board the Yankee money train this past off season, along with CC Sabathia.
Pretty big train too.
Oh yeah, it's
a lot of cars on that train.
Well, they're hauling some talented cargo.
If you're on that train, you have your own car. You don't even have any other passengers in your car.
Slapped foul by Teixeira. Now Mark Teixeira's return here to Arlington. He's reminded everybody that he indeed is all about the long ball sometimes. And the Gold Glove caliber defense too, but Chicks dig the long ball. There's that great move that almost got Derek Jeter. Derek Holland froze him for a moment.
Jeter's saying it's a block. But he actually had him leaning. I don't think he's going. He's just taking his secondary lead, but he got his arm back in there. That was the good move.
And for Teixeira, there was a lot of talk this past off season that he would either go home to Baltimore to play for the Orioles, or maybe he'd be induced to stay in Anaheim. Even talk about him going and signing with the Red Sox. A high drive center field. Josh Hamilton back at the warning track. He's got it. Two down and A-Rod to the plate.
We could tell the Tex didn't get that one, but guys like Josh and Teixeira, A-Rod, they're strong enough to where if they don't get it, they still have a chance of sneaking it out of the ballpark. That one didn't look like he hit it that well, but it got all the way to the warning track in dead center field, about 390 feet. The ball that Josh hit earlier in the game carried the same way to the warning track. Didn't really get all of it, but still almost had a home run.
Flashbulbs still pop when Alex Rodriguez is at the plate. There is still the charisma factor with A-Rod, no doubt. Now it's just about staying off the front page. Well, the New York Post guys have just had a field day ever since Alex Rodriguez has been in New York. 2005, it was Yankee Panky. 2007, we saw Stray Rod. His past winner was A-Royd, and even A something else. I can't believe they get away with that, but they do in New York. Strike, 1-1.
think they got a few of those freelance cameramen following him around New York?
TMZ is all over it.
Followed him up to Toronto a couple of years ago.
Well, the
higher, tough leading your life with that kind of scrutiny, boy.
Well, the higher you get on the ladder, right, the more of your a certain part of your anatomy is exposed. And again, last year's problems just seem kind of benign compared to this year's. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
As he's gotten into the game, Derek's done a nice job working in his off-speed pitches. A good changeup right there. Had Alex way out in front of it.
Tagged off the glove of Michael Young. And now the race is on to get that baseball. Alex Rodriguez will get into second base, and all of that would have been so poetic had Michael Young been able to take one away from Alex Rodriguez, but it just tipped off of Michael Young's glove. And it's now second and third with 2 out.
And the way it rolled down the left field line, it was questionable right off the bat whether or not anyone could get to it quickly enough to keep Jeter from scoring. The curveball got that curveball up a little bit. Alex was able to get the good part of the bat on the ball. But the curveball has been a success. If this is the first time that Derek has thrown it since junior college, he's thrown some good ones today, especially to the left-hand hitters. It's been a force against left-hand hitters. He's gotten Cano on a curveball to pop up to center field, reach for it. Got him out in the 3rd inning on a double play. Ground ball back to the mound. Little chopper back to the mound.
Eight hits for the Yankees in this game. They've all been by right-handed swingers. Now Cano has been making, as we've talked about already in this game, just great contact of late. Even though Holland has been striking out a lot of lefties at the big league level, Robinson Cano hasn't struck out in his last 52 trips to the plate. And a pretty big batter at this point in the game. A little base hit somewhere makes it 5-0. But if Derek Holland can get him, well, the Rangers are right there in striking distance.
Yeah, I got to agree with you right there. I think this is his biggest at bat right here. You know Burnett's not going to go 9, so he will get to the bullpen. And in a 3-run game, all it takes is one swing of the bat and you're right back in the game. A little bit different story if it's 5-0, obviously. Good pitch.
Real nice.
A fastball right around his fists.
And Ian Kinsler takes care of Cano. Holland is still just dismantling the Yankee lefties. It stays 3-0. It's been the battle of the Derricks so far. Jeter and Holland, really. Derek Jeter has 3 hits. Derek Holland has been impressive, but it's 3-0 New York. Impressive that we have Mark McLemore, as always, to join us anytime we get a chance to chat with the former Ranger, popular infielder slash whatever.
Everything, outfielder.
He is the doctor of defense. That's who he is.
There we go.
And a guy that I believe must have faced A.J. Burnett at least in spring training once or twice, right?
Unfortunately, I did face him in spring training. I think he struck me out 4 times. The bad part about it was like in 6 innings. So he got out of there, fortunately for me. So
we can describe him watching him, but you hit against him. What is it? What does he bring to the table?
I didn't hit against him. I was in the
swung
box.
against him.
I swung against him.
You participated against him, yeah.
Absolutely. AJ, he's very sneaky. He's got what we call nice, easy gas. He just comes up there and he's a big guy, but it's just nice and relaxed. And then all of a sudden, boom, it's 94 and it's by you. He's got a great off-speed pitch, and that's his equalizer. I mean, he can throw that 94 anywhere, inside, outside, and then come back with his curveball, which is a nice, tight one, and that keeps guys off balance.
Drops it inside to Saltalamacchia. The Rangers have the 8-9-1 part of the order up here in the bottom of the 5th inning. The Rangers had 7 runs in the game yesterday. They've been 2 hit tonight by Mr. Burnett. Now Saltalamacchia knew it. Good pitch on that outside edge. Davis and Saltalamacchia now a combined, well, Mark McLemore spring training appearance, I guess, right? 0 for 4 with 4 punch-outs.
Well, I'll tell you what, and that's what he does best. He throws that fastball inside, and then he backdoors you with a curveball. There's not really a whole lot you can do about it when he's throwing that off-speed pitch for a strike. You know, the fastball, if he's throwing it for a strike, you can kind of start gauging that. But if he's able to get that off-speed pitch over, it's going to be difficult for these guys to hit him.
There's been a lot of times tonight, Mac, 3-2, 2-1, where he's throwing his curveball. So he seems like he's just as comfortable throwing his curveball any time in the count as he is his fastball.
And that's a bad thing.
Yeah, that's a real
that's a bad thing.
thing.
When you can throw that off-speed pitch for a strike any time in the count, as a hitter, you don't really have an idea of what you can look for. You can't really sit on one or the other.
Right.
Checking out the Firestone in-game box score. There's a lot of empty information up there right now. The Rangers only have 2 hits. Mark Teixeira had a 2-run homer in the first for the Yankees. Derek Jeter an RBI double in the 2nd inning. But to give Derek Holland his due, I guess, Mac, I mean, you had a leadoff single from Teixeira in the 3rd. Nick Swisher got on in the 4th. Leadoff single from Jeter in the 5th. And things have stayed 3-0. Oh, Burnett takes a seat. Andrews is safe. He got undone by the star right out there. It's been cut into the grass. He slipped and fell, and Elvis Andrews reaches.
Well, Alex is playing in early in the at-bat, and he moved way back. You see him way back. If he gets the ball down the 3rd baseline, he can waltz to first base. As it is, thanks to Burnett's fall, he ends up beating this ball out. Pretty good throw by Burnett from where he was.
That goes as the 2nd bunt hit this year for Elvis Andrews.
Mac, everybody knew that Elvis was going to be an exciting player defensively, but have you been impressed with the way he's handled himself offensively?
I've definitely been impressed. I think, I really thought he was going to struggle a little bit, especially against guys like A.J. Burnett, upper echelon
Verlander.
Game. Absolutely. But he's definitely done more than hold his own. He goes out there, hits the ball where it's pitched. He takes what that pitcher's giving him. He's not trying to do too much. He can hit behind runners. He's handling the bat extremely well so far.
And now let's see about the wheels. He is out at second base. So says Tom Hallion.
It looked like the tag was somewhere around the waist. We'll get a good look at it here. See if he got his feet in there first. Not much doubt in Elvis's mind, but unfortunately there was some doubt in Tom Hallion's mind.
Well, I'll tell you what, Tag, right there, what Cano did right there was kind of a veteran move. One of the things that you don't see nowadays, he got up in front of the bag and he was able to block Hallion's view out. And guys used to do that. I was taught how to do that back when I was coming up. You don't see many guys do that anymore. He might have gotten in there, but if you block that second base umpire out enough and look like you got him out, that's all it takes sometimes. And I think that was the case right there.
Yeah, he kind of brought the glove up to show that he tagged him, but I'm not sure he did tag him.
Absolutely.
All in one motion, too.
That's probably why Elvis was upset. He knows he didn't get tagged.
And now Kinsler walks, bringing up Michael Young. What are some of the other tricks of the trade that a second baseman or a shortstop can do?
One of the things I used to do, I really used to try and work the bag. A lot of times when you're coming across from either second or even short, you don't, as a middle infielder, you don't really touch the bag. It's really a phantom touch. We call it being in the vicinity. So sometimes if a throw is offline, if you're a guy that's known to be able to turn a double play, you'll get those, even if you're not actually on the bag sometimes. So I used to, a lot of times I would straddle the bag. I would never touch it. My body would just be completely over it, and I would turn the double play. And occasionally I'd have an umpire tell me, Mac, make it a little bit closer next time.
Get back in the vicinity.
Yeah.
Did anybody just, I mean, whether it was a young ump trying to make a name for himself, did anybody actually ever call you on that and say, hey, you missed the bag?
I've had a couple guys call me on it, and a manager came out and, gave him a few choice words, Hey, he was in the vicinity. He was there. He didn't actually have to touch the bag. So some guys will do that.
What runner at first was the one you worried about the most?
Wow. I didn't like Frank Thomas being at first base. That was a large fella.
Michael Young grounds out, stranding a large fella on deck. Josh Hamilton will have to bat next inning. Thank you, Mag.
You got it, man.
Thanks, always educational. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
You got it.
The Rangers and the Yankees playing Game 3 of this 3-game series, and young Derek Holland trailing 3-0. Sports Southwest being presented by Amica Insurance. It's not just how you're covered, it's how you're treated. For more information, visit amicatexas.com. Big crowd here watching the Rangers and the Yankees. The Yankees took the opener of this series 11-1. The Rangers bounced back and took it yesterday 7-3. Tonight, the Yankees scored early, and they're hanging on. Now Hideki Matsui blasting off. It is 4-0 New York. First pitch of the 6th inning. And finally, a left-hand hitter has done something against Derek Holland.
And Matsui kept getting closer. He was really overmatched the first time up. Then he hit a pretty hard ground ball to second, his second time up. And this guy's a veteran hitter. He's a good hitter. He's been injured a little bit. Not quite the same hitter he was a couple of years ago, right now anyway. But this guy can hit lefties or righties. And he got a pitch he was looking for on the inside part of the plate.
Matsui was a power hitter in Japan, and those big home run numbers really never translated fully here in the States. But he got the pitch he was looking for right there. The Yankees 4, the Rangers nothing. Nick Swisher is going to foul one back in the crowd. The Yankees, like the Rangers, do hit a bunch of home runs. They're the top 2 home run hitting teams in baseball. Holland tonight has given them up to guys who certainly have some skins on the wall. Mark Teixeira and Hideki Matsui. By the way, folks, history's biggest hit is back. Don't miss a sneak peek of Ice Road Truckers at the end of the 7th inning tonight.
Haven't caught Ice Road Truckers before.
Because you're too busy watching 24 all the time. Only so much room on a man's TiVo.
Got a lot on my TiVo right now. I can't catch up with it during the season.
I can get your rain out. You want a rain out?
No. That rain out led to what we're doing on Friday.
Yeah, right. Twilight doubleheader. 2-2 to Swisher is high as the Rangers get action in the bullpen now. The Mesquite native Jason Jennings. Walked him. Swisher is 3rd in the league in walks. Brett Gardner will come up next as Mike Maddox goes to the mound. We go to Jim Knox.
All right, thank you, Josh. Look who we found here. Why, it's Ben Skin at 105.3. That's right, the Fan here to talk about fantastic Firework Fridays. Ben, what's this all about?
All right, this Friday, well, every Friday, you come out to a game, you get fireworks after the game. It's a great deal. It's a promotion we're doing with the Fan and the Rangers. This Friday is the best ever because it's a doubleheader. So for $10, you get tickets to 2 games, $5 parking, and then free fireworks after the show. It's the best deal ever.
All right, now that's every Friday, and fantastic Fireworks Friday. $5 parking, $10 tickets. You can't beat that. Now, we understand these guys are very talented. They actually can do an East Coast show and a regular show. Take it away.
Yeah.
Oh, the Yankees in town. Forget about it.
Hey, it's your boy Vinny Ferrari. They're all bums. The Rangers, they're all bums.
Hey, I bet Jeter hits 8 home runs. Oh.
It's all about the Bronx Bombers, you know what I'm saying, baby?
Hey, Noxie, you know how it goes. Hot sports talk, yo.
Not bad, not bad. That would go over well in New York. We like you, the regular guys, though. Okay, thanks, Ben and Skin. Appreciate it. Great. Josh.
A bunt attempt by Gardner. Derek Holland spins, fires, and Davis couldn't hold it. Kinsler's got to go back it up. It's going to be 2nd and 3rd for those New Yorkers. The Rangers, who lead the majors in fielding percentage this month of May, will get charged with an error right there. And that's going to be the last thing for Derek Holland to do tonight. Unfortunately, is have to field that bunt and deal with the consequences. Ron Washington on his way out to get him. Now, it's not what Derek Holland had envisioned, to be sure. He finally got a chance to pitch at home here as a starter for the Rangers tonight. There will be better evenings. There will be better games, for sure. Right now, he's got to hope that the hitters can get engaged tonight. It is 4-0 New York. We'll be right back.
decent nowadays. And now if we're talking about like 70s or 80s, like everybody's was bad back then.
Josh Hamilton grabbing life by the horns, brought to you by Dodge. The infield in for the Rangers. There's nobody out. Jason Jennings has to face Kevin Cash. It is already 4-0 New York. A bunt hit plus an error is how Brett Gardner reaches. He had no luck swinging the bat against Derek Holland. Our Verizon call to the bullpen, finding Jason Jennings out there on the mound now. Jennings pours in a strike. The first Ranger error of the night. And Derek Holland exits here in the 6th inning. Saltalamacchia saving a run right there. And if there's any magic to be had here, find a way to MacGyver your way out of it. Jason Jennings, absolutely. If he has something up his sleeve right here, it's time to break it out, because the Yankees, the way A.J. Burnett is pitching, you don't want to see the Yankees up by 6. It's about to roll over to the top of the order, too. Derek Jeter, Johnny Damon, Mark Teixeira.
Cash might have helped him out right there. A high fastball could have been a little bit out of the strike zone. But you got men on second and third. I think if you're Cash, you're looking for a pitch you can drive to the outfield, at least get a sacrifice fly. And while that might have been a little out of the strike zone, still a pretty good pitch to hit to the outfield if you want to hit the ball in the air.
Boy, the number 9 guy, Kevin Cash. 1 run in. Murphy loads up and fires to the plate. Great throw! Saltalamacchia couldn't hold it. And Cash hung up between second and third. He'll go back to second base. He's had a big night. 2 doubles. And the Yankees do now lead 6-0.
That's probably a single right there and taking second base on the throw. But that is some kind of throw by David Murphy, because you've got Gardner at second base, one of the faster guys in the league, and that throw was right on the base. And I think if Jared could have held on to the ball, that Gardner would have been out at the plate. But the ball arrives just as the runner gets there and might have shielded Jared from the ball. A great throw from David. Excellent speed on the bases. But I think they would have had him.
Ball 1 to Derek Jeter. You take one more look. As dangerous as these first several hitters are, it just hurts when the 7, 8, 9 guys are getting you. A walk to Swisher following the home run by Matsui to lead off the inning. Gardner had the bunt, and then Cash with the base hit with the fourth couple. So Derek Holland, when you pick up the paper tomorrow, you're going to see that he lasted 5 innings and gave up 6 runs. You certainly saw flashes of why everybody is so excited about Derek Holland tonight. Victimizing Johnny Damon a couple times on 3rd strikes. Struck out Gardner twice.
There's been a lot of hype, and well deserved, about Derek Holland, but you just can't take the hype and translate it into the finished product at age 22. He's still a young kid that's got a lot to learn at the big leagues, but when you look at the way he's pitched against Houston, the stuff that he had tonight against the Yankees, you see glimpses of exactly what you'll see as time goes on, and he learns to command his pitches, gets more experience, gets bigger, gets stronger, all the things that come with maturity. It's just impossible to expect a kid who had one start at AAA to come up here and be the finished product. It's just not realistic.
So many veteran hitters that you have to face when you're taking on the New York Yankees. Look at that steal pitch tracker, and obviously there's a scouting report that exists on Jeter here to stay away if you can.
Tonight was a night when Derek was going to throw his curveball for the first time since junior college. He threw a lot of good curveballs tonight. And as you project him down the road, as this season goes on, as next season comes along, and you see that curveball getting better and better, you see him getting stronger, velocity gets a little more consistent, all the things that come with maturity and experience and improvement that you expect from a young, talented player, you get pretty excited for sure. It's not diminished at all by the fact that you give up some runs to the Yankees. There's a lot of pitchers over the last couple of weeks that have gone out against the Yankees and given up a lot of runs.
The Yankees trying to make it 12 wins in their last 15 games. In a very competitive AL East, they're going to be right there. And on the hands of Johnny Damon, he fouls it. Warner Madrigal getting ready in the Ranger pen. Damon's a fun guy to watch bat. Watch his feet as he gets ready. That's the way they kind of move around. One, two, three, and 1, 2, 3, and Davis, a leap. He's got it. Look at it, really started the carnival music had that ball dropped, because then the runners would have had to take off, and it would have been a decision for Davis as to where to go with the ball, but it ends up being a moot point because he catches it with his bare hand.
If that ball had dropped, Damon would have gotten to first base probably. I think Chris probably would have thrown the ball to second. And then depending on what the runner in second did cash, if he was off the bag, they might have gotten him too. If he'd gone back to second, he'd probably been all right. He wasn't that far off the bag, but yeah, it would have been interesting to see what would have happened if that ball bounced.
Ball one to Mark Teixeira meantime. Infield, a double play depth. Jeter's been on base 4 times in this one. But the guy who's really been a problem tonight is Kevin Cash, the number 9 hitter. In the middle of the rally in the 2nd inning, and again here in the 6th. Up over top of the slider is Teixeira. Going back several years now, the last 18 series that the Yankees have played here in Arlington, Texas, the Rangers have won just one of those 18 series. There have been a few draws, but only once have the Rangers won more than they've lost in a series against New York here. They are 1-13-4. And since this is a 3-game series, there is not going to be a draw. This is that so-called rubber game tonight. And for it to bounce the Rangers' way, they're going to have a heck of a comeback. It is 6-0 here in the 6th inning. Mark Teixeira is down on strikes, and Alex Rodriguez comes up next. But it looks like it'll be Warner Madrigal to face A-Rod. Ron Washington heading out there. It's the last pitch that Jennings is going to throw. And it was a good one. So Ron Washington apparently likes the matchup better of Madrigal against A-Rod as opposed to Jennings versus A-Rod. We'll see what the Mad Dog can get done when we come back.
The New York Yankees 6-0. Welcome back to Rangers Ballpark in Arlington. Emily Jones here to give you our Twitter topic of the night, and it is inspired by the early voting results of the All-Star balloting. We told you about those a little bit earlier in the show, so we ask you tonight, which Ranger is the most deserving of an All-Star bid? That is our Twitter topic. We hope you will tweet about it responsibly. Josh and Tom.
All right, Em, thank you very much. Alex Rodriguez to bat with 2 on, 2 out. And since this is the Yankees' only trip into Arlington this year in the regular season, I think the fans are sensing, those that want to voice whatever towards A-Rod, it's getting close to the last chance. He might only bat once after this one. The numbers on Warner Madrigal. It was split time this year between the Rangers and AAA. A-Rod had the 5-hit game on Monday. He's going to ground this one to short. In an inning that really could have been a little bit worse than it was. The Yankees do get 3. And the Rangers do have a lot of work to do. 6-0. Bottom 6 coming up. to you by Sonic. The jackpot worth $400 plus tickets to a Ranger game and dinner for two at Sonic. Good luck to Tim Jones of Jacksonville. A Ranger hits Grand Slam this inning. We're giving away $25,000. You can register at any North Texas Sonic restaurant. Well, the Rangers did get a win yesterday. A feel-good win for sure. But boy, the other two ball games have not gone their way in this Yankee series. Hamilton, left field, trying to get the Rangers going. At the wall, caught by Johnny Damon.
Boy, slicing toward the shallower part of left field, right near the foul pole. And Damon kind of ran out of room. And as the wall cuts in toward the foul pole, he smashed right into it, but he was able to hang on to the ball. He had a long way to go for this ball. It's slicing away from him. He catches it right as he smashes into the wall. Made a nice play.
Damon, who's had a couple of concussions in his big league career. Remember the violent outfield collision with Damian Jackson in the playoffs when Oakland played Boston back in 2003. He keeps the baseball, keeps his wits about him. And there's one out here in the sixth. Andrew Jones taking all the way.
That's right up there with the one where David Murphy kind of disappeared into the scoreboard.
Yeah.
Bounced right back off it.
That game on Monday, the Rangers were out hit 19-4. They're being out hit 11-3 tonight. They were even out hit yesterday, but won the game 7-3. Line shot foul off the bat of Andrew Jones. Rangers entered action tonight with a 4-game lead on the Angels. On appeal, no swing. The Angels playing later tonight. The Chicago White Sox are in Anaheim. Actually, that game is already underway. No score in the first. Baltimore beat Toronto in come from behind fashion today, 12-10. That makes 9 straight losses for the Blue Jays. There are 2 behind the Red Sox. The Tigers won again. They go to 4 games up in the AL Central. They beat up on Kansas City today 8-3. The only player in the majors younger than Elvis Andrus is this guy, Rick Porcello. And he's the guy that got the win.
He's won 6 games already this season.
That would be Elvis's competition for Rookie of the Year, it would appear, at least at the quarter poll here in 2009. Tampa Bay's leading Cleveland 6-5. That game's only in the third. Minnesota leads Boston 3-2.
Another at bat with a lot of pitches for Andrew.
A rope foul. Well, and that's the thing. I mean, Burnett, who did throw the second most pitches in baseball last year. Yes, he's durable and all that, but he's already at 102 pitches tonight. Looks like there's a little bit of stirring going on in that Yankee bullpen. Nobody throwing quite yet, but guys are starting to get up and stretch. Burnett wins out. He has walked 3 tonight, but he's only allowed 3 hits.
And here's that curveball that he throws pretty much any time in the count that he wants to. Slightly out of the strike zone, but an impossible pitch to lay off of when you've got 2 strikes.
hasn't helped tonight that the Rangers have gone 0 for 7 with men on base. It's not like they've gotten a lot of guys on base, but when they have gotten them on, they just can't get them around and in. National League today, Cincinnati beat the Houston Astros 6-1. Bronson Arroyo got the win. And the Reds continue to be one of the surprise teams. They're 26-20. Only a game out. And the Astros, meantime, have lost 7 straight, including 3 to these Texas Rangers. Hot shot, just foul.
That's some kind of play by the ball girl right there. That thing was a shot.
Kind of handcuffed her, but she made the play.
She got in front of it, too. That's how she did it. And we were going to look at it again. Right in the glove. Good try.
Another deep count for a Ranger. Nelson Cruz runs it here to 3-2. Now as the Rangers try to get something going. A 2-out walk to Nelson Cruz. Again, Burnett is a guy that not too long ago had a no-hitter back when he was a Florida Marlin. Josh Beckett on that team. He had Dontrell Willis back when he was really coming into his zone. They had some great arms when A.J. Burnett was first coming up. Remember, Florida this year started 11-1. Seems like we all dreamed that. They're now 21-26 after getting out 11-1. Couple of strikes to Murphy. The Yankees sent 8 to the plate in the top of this inning. Chased the young Ranger starter Derek Holland. And the tone was set early tonight. Mark Teixeira hit a 2-run home run in the first inning. That ball getting behind Cash. It hit David Murphy. Hit him in the foot. And another chance for Chris Davis to come up now. And with one swing, get the Rangers closer. Joe Girardi is going to come out as there's some discussion now about whether or not Murphy was hit with that ball. But Mike Machlinski, the home plate umpire, has already assigned him first base. Murphy has reached 3 times now tonight without the benefit of a hit.
The highest pitch total for Burnett this year was his 2 starts ago. He threw 123 pitches. He's thrown 114 pitches in another start.
You can see where it hit Murph right there, right on the shoelaces.
Sure, bag it. This would be his 114th pitch.
He's going to throw it to Chris Davis, who's just 3 for his last 35. But he had 2 home runs last night. Boy, and that outside corner just must seem real wide.
It is wide if it's going to be right way out there. Ball's off the plate by several inches.
We talked earlier about how often it seems that Davis has had to battle back from 0-2 counts. See if he can steer the count towards his advantage now with 2 on, 2 out. Again, the outside corner. And again, Davis showing some frustration. So there's action now in that Yankee pen with Jose Veras.
The ball's got good movement on it, and you know the movement's taking it out of the strike zone. None of those balls are strikes. Count should be 3-0. If you're Burnett, that's where I'd be aiming, about 3 or 4 inches outside.
If you're going to get that call, why not?
Get the call, you might as well make the plate wider.
Does Davis move in, I mean, half an inch or anything? Or
well, you know, it's tough because if you swing at that pitch, there's not much you can do with it. It's so far outside.
Strike 3. And the frustrations are spilling over for Chris Davis. Yankees 6, Rangers nothing. Texas Ranger Baseball brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. By Steel Outdoor Power Equipment. Yard care solutions start at steeldealers.com. By the State of Texas Department of Transportation. Not buckling up can cost you up to $200. Click it or ticket. And by Whataburger. Just like you like it. Big crowd, beautiful night. And just nothing to get excited about for Ranger fans yet. 6-0 Yankees. And they have made A.J. Burnett throw close to 120 pitches tonight, but none of those pitches have led to a Ranger run. Burnett has struck out 7. 5 of those 7 have been Davis and Saltalamacchia. They are a combined 0 for 5 with the 5 punch-outs. Now the Yankees against Warner Madrigal. He's the 3rd Ranger pitcher tonight. The 22-year-old Derek Holland started, went 5+ and gave up the 6 runs. Madrigal facing Cano, the only Yankee who did not hit last inning. Rangers have an off day tomorrow. Then it's the twilight doubleheader against the Oakland A's on Friday. 4:05 for the first pitch of the first game. Cano to right. Boy, every time the Yankees come to Arlington, it's just like they hit their stride. 1 through 9 in the batting order. Cano is the one Yankee without a hit. Now check that. Damon doesn't have a hit either. Now Cano is 1 for 4 with that double.
Pretty good pitch that he hits right here. It's actually down and slightly off the plate. Kind of golfs it down the line. A lot of guys will pull that ball foul. He's able to keep it fair by a pretty good margin.
Matsui blasted a home run last inning, his 6th of the year. And we mentioned when he was in Japan, he averaged 33 home runs a season. He had a 50 home run year over there. Came close to a Japanese League Triple Crown his last year before he came to play for the Yankees.
He's more of a gap hitter with the Yankees. He did have one year where he hit 31 home runs. He hit 25. He hit 23. But in the years where he stayed healthy, he knocked in 100 runs for him. Knocked in 100 runs 4 times. All the years that he was healthy and played every day, he knocked in 100 runs. Good solid guy in the middle of the lineup. Maybe not the main guy in the middle of the lineup, but one of the kind of key ingredients that made it all work for the Yankees.
Joe Torre used to say he's maybe the easiest guy that he had ever managed because he never had to tell him what to do.
He was a guy that while he was with the Yankees averaged well under 100 strikeouts a season. And we've talked about that plenty of times. In an age of the strikeout, here's a power hitter, gap hitter in the middle of the Yankee lineup that struck out well under 100 times. Took his share of walks. Always had a good solid on base percentage. Stays in great shape.
And you're right, it's been more about the double in the States than the home run. Remember, it was his at bat that turned the tide in the ALCS in 2003, cost Grady Little his job up in Boston. Grady Little asked Pedro Martinez if he wanted to stay in and face Matsui with that 5-2 8th inning lead. Pedro stayed in. Matsui hit one of those doubles. And Posada looped a single. And the curse of the Bambino-san lived on, at least for another year. A drive to right. Yes, he can hit him out. He has hit 2 tonight. 8-0 Yankees. The guy that was called Godzilla back in Japan, the king of the monsters, with 2 home runs in 2 innings.
Quite a difference between Matsui's last 2 at-bats and the first one against Derek Holland.
No kidding.
He was just kind of waving at the breeze the first time up. But he got zeroed in as the game went on.
Well, let's change topics for a moment here, Tag. Let's get to an email or two. Get that email address in just a moment. Got an email here from Ranger fan Chance wants to know whatever happened to Shrek. Where's Kevin Mensch? And since we're talking about Japanese baseball, that is where Shrek has gone.
Yeah, I haven't seen how Kevin's doing over in Japan, but that's where he is.
I would think he'd be just an insanely popular player over there, you know.
Yeah, you know, provided he's playing well. It's hard to predict what American players will go over to Japan and play well. Some of the all-time great American players in Japan were really guys you wouldn't have predicted. Tuffy Rhodes went over there and had some huge power years. So you never really know. There's been some pretty good players go over there and end up getting sent home quickly because they didn't play well. I think a lot has to do with how you adapt to the Japanese customs, how you enjoy it over there. If you go over there not feeling good about being there, going over there for a paycheck, wishing you were back in the States, you're probably not going to play very well.
You end up in a movie with Bill Murray. Was it Lost in Translation, just sitting around all depressed all the time?
Yeah.
FoxSports.com, by the way, is that email address.
I got depressed sitting around watching that movie.
That was like your Glengarry Glen Ross
boy,
moment.
that's a toss-up right there for me.
Gardner with a pop-up. It'll drift into the crowd. much time have you spent in Japan?
I've never been to Japan.
Never been?
No, I've never been to Japan. I would have if I wasn't working during the summer here and had some spare time. I would have gone to Japan to watch Bobby's team play over there, especially in the playoffs.
There's a lot of, I guess, grassroots kind of groundswell to keep Bobby Valentine with that team in Japan.
Yeah, that's a huge movement over there. Not a real good year for Bobby over there. He's in the last year of his contract. General manager is insanely jealous of Bobby's popularity, which has made it pretty tough.
Out number 1 in the inning, we go to Jim Knox.
Okay, Josh, in honor of Derek Holland pitching tonight, one of these big-time Ranger fans hung the Holland flag. Whose idea was this?
It was
and your name?
My name is Adam Steller, and I'm from Fort Worth.
Okay, Adam, did you think long and hard about this?
I don't think long and hard about much, so no, but yeah, it was just kind of an idea that me and Kevin had. We try and do something like this for pretty much every game, so we've got a few more things up our sleeves in the next few weeks.
All right, long-time season ticket holders, and so this is gonna. Have you gotten any interesting looks from anybody else?
Just some inquisitive ones. I don't think very many people got it. I think they thought some French guys were sitting out here, so it was pretty confusing for most people. But yeah, we just wanted to come out today, support the Dutch oven, and you know, unfortunately, we really couldn't do much, but
there's good news. There's good news because of your unique invention right here. Because what you did,
I invented the flag.
No. Because of what you did, we're going to present you with Progressive Fan of the Game. There you go. A hat, a shirt, nice going, very nice. Okay, the Highland flag out here in Lower Home Run.
Where does one go to acquire the flag from the Netherlands? It's pretty impressive. Ground out from Kevin Cash. And the final out here in the top of the 7th inning. Well, Dutch Holland was done after 5 tonight. The bullpen has given up some runs too. We're at the stretch, 8-0. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. Your world delivered. All Yankees tonight, and the good news is A.J. Burnett is done. He was just a tough cookie tonight. 118 pitches, a shutout intact. It's the first time he has left the mound with the lead since April 14th. Jose Veras entrusted with this lead here in the 7th inning.
The Rangers had a few chances. They had a couple of men on base 2 or 3 times. But Burnett had the good fastball But I think it was his curveball tonight when he was in trouble. Sometimes behind in the count, he used it. Used it 3 balls and 2 strikes. Got the outs when he needed to get them. Ended up striking out 7. Not unusual for him to strike out a batter per inning. Came into the game with an ERA at 5.28. He's over 6 in his last 7 starts. But it's 0 tonight.
Saltalamacchia, then Andrews, then Kinsler here. As the Rangers will try to chip away. Maybe draw some inspiration from that big comeback of just a couple days ago that Cleveland put on at home. They were down 10-0 late. Came back and won 11-10. Getting a bunch of emails here, Tag, about Japanese baseball, asking how Bobby Valentine is doing. And we got an email here wondering how many games are played in a Japanese season. I believe it's 130 game schedule as opposed to the 162. But from everything I hear, and I'm sure you have too, boy, they work the players real hard over those 130 games.
Yeah, they take a lot of batting practice. They do a lot of on-field work. Pitchers throw frequently.
During batting practice, it sounds like it would be so much fun to watch this. They say that middle infielders will each take 100 ground balls while batting practice is going on. Outfielders are out there practicing taking caroms off the wall. The hitters who aren't in the cage at the time are often foul ground, hitting soft toss balls into a net.
Yeah, the amazing thing that they do is they take batting practice with 2 guys in the cage at the same time. They hit with split cages with 2 pitchers throwing batting practice. There's also, when they take infield practice, they'll have 2 fungo hitters. They'll have one on the first base side, one on the second base side, with 2 balls being thrown around the infield at the same time. You don't think that gets complicated? I'm not sure if that makes them better baseball players, but I guess if you go by the World Baseball Classic, it does. They've won the last 2 of them.
Yeah. The other thing I'd love to see, too, while all that is going on during batting practice, is you look at Eddie Guardado in the Ranger pen. They got the catchers crouched in foul ground during batting practice. They'll receive baseballs from a pitching machine so that, you know, for like an hour before the game, they're practicing blocking balls in the dirt, all during BP. Saltalamacchia, long at bat, he wins out as he takes it to the gap in right center. He's on his way to second base, head first with a double.
Pretty good pitch to it like that in the right center field, right on the outside corner. Down pretty well. He reached out and stroked it into right center field. Rangers have a long way to come back in this game, but you have to start somewhere.
Just to finish the thought on Japanese baseball, Tag, I was reading something from Arlington native Trey Holman, who of course now manages the Royals, and he managed in Japan for a bit. He says the big difference is, in his words, the way the game is imagined. He says in the U.S. the objective is to outscore the opposition. In Japan, says Trey Holman, the premium is on stopping runs from scoring. And he points out that here that the game is played by these extraordinary physical specimens. And in Japan, it's mostly normal looking guys who just prepare meticulously, grind out every possible advantage, no matter how small. And Trey Holman says if you could combine Japanese methods with the strength and skill of American players, Trey Holman says you would have the perfect ball player.
Well, he should know. He was over there for a while. In fact, one of his teams won the Japanese World Series, just like one of Bobby Valentine's teams did the same thing. If you watch the World Baseball Classic, I'm sure all those things are true, their attention to detail. But the bottom line was their pitchers definitely held down the hitters from all the different countries of the world that play baseball. They had outstanding pitching.
They have exported a home run hitter tonight. Hideki Matsui has hit a pair. Part of that 8-0 Yankee lead. Andrews for the foul. And the Rangers have seen in this game tag about 130 pitches. That's a lot of pitches to see through 6+ innings and not have a run. Off speed missing, 2-2. Rangers looking for their first hit tonight with a runner on base. Maybe their two best scoring opportunities, the 4th inning and the 6th inning, when they had 2 on 2 out. But Chris Davis struck out in both the 4th and the 6th. Remember last night, Chris had a couple of home runs. Finally in play, Teixeira backs up on it. That's 15 pitches to get through 2 batters for Jose Veras. So Kinsler will come up, runner at third base. A productive out right there, moving the runner, but the problem is the Rangers are running out of outs.
Yeah, this is a stage of a game when you're down by 8 runs where giving up outs is not going to get it done, that's for sure. You got to get base runners. Close game, 2-1, 3-2, 4-2. Late in the game, move that runner. Can be a real important part of the game. But right now, you need base runners, need hits, need walks. Got to move some guys around and score.
Yep, you got to get 8 runs before the Yankees get 8 outs. Off speed, a strike to Kinsler. Smash to left field, Ian Kinsler. Home run! Finally some fireworks, finally something for the big crowd to shout about. Kinsler now leads the Rangers with 13 home runs.
It's kind of what you hope to accomplish, and that's get a frontline pitcher like A.J. Burnett out of the game fairly early so that you can get into the bullpen. The problem was the Rangers had already given up 8 runs. But this is what you would hope you would be able to do, is get to the bullpen after the starter leaves with 3 innings to go. And once you get to the 9th inning, it's a little different story with Mariano Rivera. But with Bruni out, you think that if you can get into the bullpen, at least you've got a better chance than you would against the frontline starter like A.J. Burnett.
Coming right at you. "13 homers from the leadoff man." Then you got Cruz with 12. You got Davis with 12. Michael Young already with 7. Josh Hamilton waits on deck. Inside to Michael Young.
The Bears coming into the game had walked 13 batters in 19 innings. Control had been an issue for them.
Puts that one on the corner. By the way, the Angels scoreless with the White Sox tonight in the third. Rangers with a 4-game lead on those Angels coming in tonight. Laying off, taking ball 4 is Michael Young. Josh Hamilton. If you look at Johnny Damon's catch that he made, our Coors Light freeze cam. Last inning to take one away from Josh. Josh has been going to the opposite field quite a bit since coming off the DL. I think that's a good sign that his all-around attack is where you'd want it to be. He's not just pulling the ball now. Not that Ranger fans would be against him pulling one to, say, the upper tank right now. Remember, he hit one 460 earlier in this month of May. Here comes Joe Girardi. I think was just buying time out there for the lefty to get ready.
Yeah, Bears should have thrown that pitch to the plate. Might have gotten a double play. Instead, he threw it to first base, and now he's out of the game.
To the bullpen they will go. They want the lefty to face the lefty. The Rangers trying to mount the comeback here. They've come from 8-0 to 8-2. Hamilton's up with a man on when we come back. Fantastic Fireworks Friday. You can get $10 tickets and $5 parking. See the Rangers and A's twilight doubleheader this coming Friday night. Enter Fireworks as a coupon code at TexasRangers.com. Well, Joe Girardi goes and gets the righty, not the lefty. No Tony La Russa he will simply say, well, you got Jones and Cruz coming up after Josh Hamilton, so why not? We'll go get the righty right now. David Robertson out of the University of Alabama. We saw him for just a bit last night. He's asked to face Josh Hamilton with a runner on. One down, bottom 7, 8-2. Josh is doing such a better job of laying off those first pitches now. If it happens to be over the plate, absolutely have at it, but nothing wrong with 1-0. The Yankees led 2-0 tonight before the Rangers even batted. A Mark Teixeira home run. They added 1 in the second on a Jeter double. Then scored 3 in the 6th and 2 in the 7th. Hideki Matsui, a pair of home runs tonight. The Rangers have a 2-run homer from Ian Kinsler here in the 7th. Called on that outside corner, which has been pretty wide tonight. We'll take you back here, pitch by pitch with Hamilton.
He starts him out with a fastball up and in. He fouls it away. Another fastball inside part of the plate, and then a fastball outside part of the plate. Definitely a strike. Got all the plate. A couple of the pitches were a little bit high and out of the strike zone. Those are the 2 pitches that Josh fouled off. But according to the tracker, the last pitch was a good pitch.
Andrew Jones, the batter, has got a double tonight. You know, all the talk about Manny Ramirez with the Dodgers this year, of course. And, you know, if Andrew had been for the Dodgers what they thought he would have been last year, probably no trade of Manny Ramirez out there to L.A. Juan Pierre is doing a great job replacing Manny Ramirez during his suspension. People are still buying more Manny jerseys, though, I think, than Juan Pierre jerseys out there. Jones to left. And the Rangers turned away. Kinsler hit the home run to get him on the board. It is now 8-2. And, folks, history's biggest hit is back. Here is a sneak peek coming up right now of Ice Road Truckers. Established pretty early tonight that indeed they're a hot ball club. Hideki Matsui has a couple of home runs. A.J. Burnett, yeah, the Rangers made him throw 118 pitches, but it was a shutout through 6. Now Eddie Guardado is summoned, and the always demonstrative, always entertaining veteran left-hander has to face Jeter and Damon and Mark Teixeira here in the 8th inning. Jeter's been on base 4 times tonight. And you mentioned earlier in this game, Tag, every game he started in this series with Derek Jeter hitting a line drive somewhere.
A double the first day and 2 hard-hit singles the next 2 days.
Weird to see Derek Jeter as a spectator last year in the postseason. He became an everyday big league player in 1996, and every year, 96 through 08, he was there in October playing ball. A .300 batting average on the button last year. Now he's on base for a 5th time tonight. I was looking at this before the game, Tag. You're talking about a guy, and I know that, you know, there's an added round of playoffs now and everything with the division series. That wasn't old school Yankee baseball back in the 50s, I know, but Johnny Damon jumps on one down the right field line with it. Right into the corner. It's foul. But anyway, Derek Jeter, for his career, has played in 123 postseason games. He's got about 500 at bats just in the playoffs. He's got 20 all-star at bats. As we talked about earlier, pretty soon he's going to have the most hits ever by a New York Yankee.
Jeter's, what, 34 years old?
I'll double check that. I think that's right.
I mean, the shape that he's in, he could easily play 5 more years.
Yeah. And he is 34, you're right.
And so who knows how many hits he's going to get. Easily going to pass 3,000 if he stays healthy. Could end up with, who knows, 34, 3,500 hits.
Now, we've talked about how on a team where they obviously get a lot of attention top to bottom, this is a guy that just manages to keep his nose clean, says all the right things, and it's more about how he acts, I guess, than what he says. Johnny Damon taken care of by Eddie Guardado. Now Mark Teixeira to the plate.
First baseman Mark Teixeira.
And obviously Texas trying to get some postseason love himself. With the Angels last year, that was only a 4-game series against Boston, but it certainly wasn't Texas' fault that the Angels dropped out of the picture so quickly. He was 7 for 15 in that series. The 8th inning pitch tracker brought to you by Amica Insurance. It's not just how you're covered, it's how you're treated. On that outside corner, 2-2 with A-Rod on deck. A drive towards right. Nelly Cruz near the track will put it away. And one last chance for these Ranger fans to let Alex Rodriguez know how they feel.
Third baseman Alex Rodriguez.
Down the right field line and foul. We're talking about Jeter and all the success he's had in the postseason. I think that's the one thing that'll probably finally endear Alex Rodriguez fully to the New York fans. As if the Yankees do indeed get that 27th World Series title.
Yeah, as long as he has a big World Series.
He was the 05 MVP. Hit 48 home runs, drove in 130. But what is retained about that season is that he came up short in the playoffs. In fact, he was dropped to 8th in the batting order in the playoffs against the Tigers that year. A-Rod tanked in that playoff series, and so did the Yankees. The Tigers went all the way to the World Series. Two balls, two strikes.
And he's starting to get in a pretty good groove. Left-hand hitters have had a lot more success against Eddie this year than right-hand hitters have. But after a slow start, slowly but surely, Eddie's regaining his form.
And he gets A-Rod to line out to Nelson Cruz. Bottom of the 8th coming up. Rangers trail by 6. Happy to not have A.J. Burnett on the mound anymore tonight. He was very good for 6 innings. The Rangers got to the bullpen just a skosh in the 7th. And now they will endeavor to get it 10-1. Ready for some numbers here, Tag? How about these numbers? Do not adjust your set. That decimal point's in the right place. That's an ERA of 25. And look at that opponent's batting average.
They've given up 29 hits in 9 innings. This is a guy who, with the Yankees, in 3+ seasons, is 54-20 with a 3.79 ERA coming into the season. And it's pretty simple what's happened to him. so far this year anyway, is just not getting his sinker to sink. Ball's flattened out up in the strike zone, and he's been pounded.
Yeah, the old 569 opponent's batting average is curious, definitely.
The guy that won 18 games for the Yankees in back-to-back years.
He was off to a real nice start last year, too. Then he sprained his foot running the bases in Houston. Nelly Cruz at the plate. He was just trotting around the bases in Houston. Had a huge series. Nelly's been the hottest Ranger hitter the last week and a half. And they pitched carefully to him tonight. He's walked twice. When Chen-Ming Wang had it all going on, now he was just incredibly popular back in his native Taiwan. Well, he is on his way to coming back to what he was. He strikes out a real hot hitter. And the strikeout is not usually what defines Chen-Ming Wang, as you suggested, Tag, with that sinker. He's a ground ball guy. Facing a home run happy team, these Texas Rangers. Got the most in baseball. David Murphy with a walk. He's also been hit by a pitch tonight. This time he grounds to Teixeira. 2 up, 2 down. Rangers live after the game. Don't forget, Dana Larson standing by.
Well, Josh and Tom, after the game, we'll hear from General Manager John Daniels on Matt Harrison's injury, the timetable for his return, and the options to replace him in the meantime. Also, the first round of All-Star balloting is out. The Rangers well represented, so join me and Mark McLemore right after the game for all that and much more, guys.
All right, thanks, Dan. Got a nice crowd behind you there. 38,409. The announced attendance here in Arlington tonight. Now, with Chris Davis at the plate, I want to run this out to you, Tag. No greater authority than Rusty Greer is on record as saying, let's all keep in mind that Chris Davis hasn't even had a full year in the big leagues yet. And from what Rusty Greer has seen of Chris Davis, he says this kid will hit.
Well, I think everybody has a lot of respect for Rusty Greer. And I think a lot of people would agree with Rusty Greer. All you have to do is watch the way Chris hit for the Rangers last year. And even this year, in spite of the rut that he's in right now, when he makes contact, he's been hitting the ball out of the ballpark. He hit 12 home runs.
And defensively, he's been really outstanding this year. The Home Depot presents doing more on defense. Left field. And boy, for the way it's going for Chris Davis, you really feel for him. That's a nice 2-strike approach. Line drive left field. Johnny Damon makes the catch. tonight. The White Sox have them 1-0 in the 5th. Currently, as we check the Jack-in-the-Box standings, the Rangers enjoying a 4-game lead on those Angels. 6.5 on Seattle, 8.5 on Oakland, and the A's come to town Friday. They will play a double dip against the Rangers. You get to see 18 innings for the price of 9. Actually, the hope is you would see 17 innings, 8.5 plus 8.5. Chris Benson takes over on the mound, and Robinson Cano greets him with a foul ball. Derek Holland has started for the Rangers tonight, his second big league start. They gave up 6 runs and 5+. Here is the one-time #1 pick in the nation. And he gets Cano to hit another foul. Some other scores for you. Boy, those Indians not having a great year, but they're the comeback kids at home. They were down 10-0 the other day, came back and won 11-10. Tonight they spotted Tampa Bay 5 in the top of the first. They came right back with 5 at the bottom of the second. And the Indians now lead 8-7 after 4. Ripped to right field by Cano. Another Yankee homer.
We talk about a quick bat. That looked like a cutter inside, maybe off the plate. And he just smoked that ball right down the right field line. He had a double his last time up on a pretty good pitch down and in. He's just a pretty good hitter. Hitting about 320.
As brutal as last year was for Cano, he has had some kind of bounce back here in 09.
There's pitch number 3. It's 3 inches off the plate. That's not that easy a pitch to hit that solidly and keep fair right down the right field line. He did the same thing as last time up for a double.
He had 14 home runs all of last year. He's already got 9 in 09. Now Matsui, who's got 2 home runs tonight. In that Tampa Bay Cleveland game, another home run for Evan Longoria. He's got 12. What a terrific year he's having. He's got 20 doubles too. For Matsui, a night that did not start well for him. He struck out rather feebly in the first inning and grounded out in the 4th. Since then, a pair of home runs. I know he's never had a 3 home run game in the big leagues. Got a walk to bring up Nick Swisher. Looks like we'll get a pinch run or 2 from Matsui. Looks like Baroa. It's kind of an old school Rangers-Yankees game tonight. One of those 3.5-hour deals. Both these teams have been playing speedier baseball for the most part in 09. Rangers have shaved about 12 minutes per game off of their average from a year ago. That's all the pitching and the defense.
Pitching working quickly.
These Yankees, you are best to pack a lunch. They got some long at-bats, especially from this guy, Nick Swisher. Now that they've got him. Nobody saw more pitches on average per plate appearance last year in baseball than Nick Swisher. Rams this one foul. Twins lead the Red Sox tonight 4-2. Despite a Jason Bay home run. He's got 14 now. And as long as Manny Ramirez is on the suspended list, that's looking like a real nice trade for the Boston Red Sox.
Yeah, even if Manny wasn't on the suspended list, based on the way he was playing for the Red Sox and how old his act was getting in Boston, they're real happy with Jason Bay.
the lowest flying helicopter we've had here in a while?
I wonder what it was doing.
I don't know. Well, flying, but it's like we were on the set of MASH there for a minute. Orioles beat the Blue Jays 12-10 earlier today. That game went 11 to decide. On the corner. Nick Swisher just kind of moonwalked out of the box. He's got a parting comment. A little smile. And see you later. He took a long...
That was a strike.
He then took a really long way back to his dugout. Started walking towards the Rangers dugout first.
He was smiling, though. I like Swisher. He's got some style to him, boy.
It's been noted he's probably the most creative player when it comes to finding ways to get on TV. You know, he dyes his facial hair when he has facial hair, pulls off the Captain Morgan pose with teammates in the dugout. Nick Swisher will find the camera, and the camera will find him. Gardner, who's had a heck of a series here in Arlington, another base hit. 3 last night, 2 tonight. A couple other scores for you. The Tigers over the Royals 8-3 this afternoon. That was the rookie Rick Porcello getting the win. Miguel Cabrera having another nice series. Hit his 10th home run in that game. Mariners got a home run from Russ Branyan. Beat the A's 6-1 in Oakland. And again, that's the next charge for the Rangers, is to take on those Oakland A's. They'll play 4 games over 3 days this weekend. Down too low to Kevin Cash. Over in the National League, maybe the hottest team going, would you believe, the San Diego Padres. Another home run for former Ranger Adrian Gonzalez. He leads the majors now with 18. Padres lead 3-0 in Arizona tonight. Got a lot of former Ranger first basemen with a lot of home runs. Even current Ranger first basemen have a lot of home runs. Chris Davis has 12. You got Teixeira with 15. You got Pena with 16. Gonzalez with 18. Cardinals beat the Brewers 3-2. And it's now St. Louis on top in the NL Central because of that. Giants lead the Braves 1-0 in the third. Late in there for a strike, 3-2. Cubs beat the Pirates 5-2. It's not been a great year yet for Chicago. And their volcanic starter, Carlos Zambrano, ejected from that game. But the Cubs still won by 3 runs over Pittsburgh. Look out! On a 3-2 count, Kevin Cash is hit by Benson. And Derek Jeter to the plate.
That ball just really got away from Chris, and that situation was absolutely no way that he's going to try to load the bases so he can pitch to Jeter.
Well, obviously a tough night all the way around for the Rangers. Just trying to find a way to get Jeter out. He's been on base 5 times already. 3 hits and 2 walks. solid all-around game for the Rangers yesterday. And a big crowd here to watch it. Another big crowd tonight, but not nearly as solid with the actual ball playing tonight. Strike 2 to number 2. Johnny Damon on deck in a game where the Yankees already have 15 hits. Lined into the crowd. Yankees hit the road. They go to Cleveland for an off day tomorrow. Rangers have the day off and they can hang right here at home getting ready for the A's.
We've got an off day in Cleveland coming up in August.
That's got Rock and Roll Hall of Fame written all over it for some of us, and I think probably the golf course for some others.
Depending on the weather, very well could.
Lifted down the right field line. Delly Cruz.
Throw him out at the plate.
Well, he's got the baseball. Firing home. Great throw. Good night. Double play.
Double play. Take that tag on the shoulder.
Precious and few the things to cheer about tonight for the hometown fans, but that's a great throw by Nelly Cruz. Bottom of the ninth coming up.
Not much of a contest right there.
Texas Ranger Baseball brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. By Romano's Macaroni Grill. By Progressive. For a money-saving car insurance quote, call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE. And by your Texas Ford dealers. Check out the all-new F-150 and drive one. Ford is the best in Texas. Wonderful crowds, but not great results for the Rangers. 2 out of 3 nights. And the last 19 series now played here in Arlington between the Rangers and the Yankees. It's looking like the Rangers will lay claim to just 1 series win out of 19. The Yankees seem to click on all cylinders for whatever reason when they come on in here. You know, the Rangers did play an excellent ball game last night. All New York this evening. The Rangers do have a 2-run homer from Kinsler, but well, the Yankees getting ready to celebrate one tonight unless the Rangers have a huge bottom of the ninth. Chien-Ming Wang continues on the mound. He's just trying to get his ERA a little better. It's been a tough year for him. It's included time on the DL and a lost spot in the rotation. We have seen the last of Alex Rodriguez in this series. Looks like Ramiro Pena is going to take over at third base. A-Rod had that 5-for-5 game Monday. The Rangers started getting it right with Alex Rodriguez a little bit more as the series went on, but the guy they've really had trouble with is Derek Jeter. He's been on base 5 times tonight. Salty grounds out. You look at Teixeira, he had a 2-run home run tonight. Matsui had a pair of home runs tonight. Cano hit a home run tonight. The good news is the Rangers will still be at least 3 games up in the West, hoping for 4. The Rangers will still have, depending on what the Red Sox do tonight, and that one's gone final. The Red Sox have lost, so the Rangers will still have the best record in the American League at the end of tonight.
Pretty even league so far. No team with a spectacular record. A lot of teams within striking distance. I guess you'd expect that after less than 50 games.
Yeah, the Rangers were the only AL team playing 600 ball coming into tonight. Now they'll be at about 590. In the National League, there's only one team playing 600 ball, and they're actually playing 700 ball. That's the Dodgers.
White Sox still ahead 1-0 in that game. Boy, since the White Sox got pounded by the Twins
right.
20-1, they've started to pitch pretty well.
All it took was losing by 19. There's only one team in baseball that is just embarrassingly bad right now. That's Washington. They're playing 289 ball at 13-32. Andrews down on strikes, and the remaining Yankee fans that are here feeling pretty good about it right now. 9-2. Kinsler coming up.
Well, the remaining Yankee fans have to feel pretty good about Wong, too, the way he's throwing compared to the way he's been throwing. 5 up, 5 down with a couple of strikeouts. Haven't seen that yet from him this year.
Don't forget Rangers Live right after the game.
But all you have to do is look at his track record with the Yankees, and I think when you do that and see the kind of pitcher he's been for them for 3.5 years, you don't worry too much about the first 9 innings of the season. Hasn't gone well for him, to say the least, but based on what he's done for a long time, I feel pretty good about his chances of coming back and being the same type of pitcher he's always been for him.
Well, he was zipping in strikes right now. Rangers will seek revenge in the Bronx next week, out on the road. Still been a great month for the Rangers. They'll be 17-8 here in May. But it just wasn't happening tonight, really, right from the start. Fouled off of Ian's foot. Again, the crowd announced initially tonight at 38,400 plus. And weather-wise, it was just perfect tonight. Michael Young on deck if Kinsler can get on. Kinsler hitting home run number 13 in the 7th. Works the count full. Haven't been a lot of games like this year at all that have gone 3.5 hours and they've been lopsided. Rangers have played a lot of close, low scoring, fairly quick games. Nails foul into the crowd. Kinsler can still, no matter what the score, no matter what the inning, he will turn on an inside pitch. Long at bat towards the end of a long night. To left field, but that'll do it. The Yankees take 2 out of 3. They won convincingly on Monday. They do it again tonight. The final is the Yankees 9 and the Rangers 2. Rangers Live straight up. Mark McLemore is standing by with Dana Larson.
Josh, thank you very much. Mark McLemore, boy, high hopes at the start of this series, and I guess sort of a ho-hum feeling after the Rangers lose 2 of 3.
It is. Derek Holland came out and he, got in trouble early on, but then he seemed to settle down, and then the Yankees were able to blow things wide open in the 6th inning on him.
Much more on the rookie starter tonight. Much more as we go inside the Rangers clubhouse, get their reaction. We'll hear from Ron Washington. Stay with us. We've got Rangers Live, the post-game edition, coming up right after this.